evening. I'm Dr. Petra Klein, Associate Dean of the College of Atmospheric and Geographic Sciences, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the college's Spring 2020 Convocation. Although we are not able to celebrate together in person this year, we are grateful that we have the technology we need to virtually celebrate with each other. Many of our students are from out of state. Some are even from out of the country. We are excited that everyone around the world can join us online today and recognize our graduates' academic achievements. To the families and friends of our graduates, thank you for all that you have done for supporting your students during their time here at OU, and special thanks for your support to your children, grandchildren, spouses, and parents during these unusual times. Degree candidates, let us not forget, it has been an exciting 4 years. Since fall 2016, the planet has provided us with a number of extreme natural events to study, including a record high temperature of 63.5 degrees Fahrenheit on the Antarctic Peninsula and snow in the Sahara Desert for the first time in 40 years. There have also been many changes at the university and in the College of ANGS, where we have welcomed 10 new faculty members since your freshman year. But most importantly, over the last 4 years, you all have earned a degree in geography, environmental sustainability, geographic information science, or meteorology from the University of Oklahoma. That is an accomplishment well worth celebrating, and we are very glad to be able to share it with you today. Please do not forget these accomplishments and your successes. Yes, we are going through very unusual and uncertain times, but you are prepared to find solutions for the world's challenges, and you will have exciting careers. My 17-year-old daughter asked me yesterday if I remembered anything vaguely similar to the current pandemic from my high school or university years. It took me a while to think about it, and really nothing compares exactly to what we are experiencing today. But I do remember 2 major events that changed my worldview. Both of these events happened in 1986, the year that I graduated from high school. The nuclear accident in Chernobyl and the Challenger explosion. The Chernobyl accident was closest to what we are experiencing today. In Germany, where I grew up, we were advised to stay inside and not to eat vegetables because of the nuclear fallout that reached many European countries. The future seemed scary and uncertain, but we have learned from these accidents, and degrees like yours in physical and social sciences are more important than ever. Have trust in yourself and seek every opportunity you have to learn. It has been an honor for me having been part of your journey so far, and I look forward to watching you rise. Boomer Sooner.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Eleanor Martin, and I'm the Associate Director of Undergraduate Studies in the School of Meteorology. For the past 2 years, it has been my pleasure to serve as the academic advisor and mentor to the student who was chosen as the College of Atmospheric and Geographic Sciences Outstanding Senior for 2019-2020, Ms. Annalisa Sanfilippo. Annalisa will graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Meteorology with special distinction this evening, along with a minor in aerospace studies. In addition, Annalisa will be commissioned into the United States Air Force on May 11th, 2020 as a second lieutenant. Annalisa is a native of Folsom, California. She began her OU career in fall of 2016. Since then, she has earned a place on the Dean's Honor Roll every semester and has been named to the President's Honor Roll 5 times. In addition to her involvement in numerous activities related to the Air Force ROTC, Annalisa is an active participant in the student chapter of the American Meteorological Society and National Weather Association and the Oklahoma Weather Lab. Throughout her undergraduate career at OU, she has volunteered her time for many extracurricular activities, including the National Weather Festival, the university's big event, and as a meteorology mentor for undergraduate students. Annalisa studied abroad during her junior year through the School of Meteorology's exchange program with the University of Reading in England, and she completed an internship with Weather News America, Inc. in Norman, Oklahoma. She currently works as a student research analyst for the Cooperative Institute for Mesoscale Meteorological Studies. Annalisa also holds dual citizenship with the US and Italy, and is FAA certified as a pilot and has flown almost 70 total flying hours. It is still amazing to me that Annalisa has managed to fit all of this in during just 4 years at OU, and we haven't even covered half of what she's done. She has taken every opportunity and run, or should I say flown, with it. Never have I had to write a letter for a student to potentially fly F-16 Fighting Falcons, and I think that makes me a little bit cooler just having that experience. Each and every graduating student today is outstanding, and I know that Annalisa is a wonderful representative for your class. She is a true leader and is going to break glass ceilings in the military and in meteorology in her career, and I cannot wait to watch her do that. After graduation, Annalisa will be attending undergraduate pilot training and is looking forward to a flying career in the Air Force. And now please join me in welcoming the College of Atmospheric and Geographic Sciences 2019-2020 Outstanding Senior, Ms. Annalisa Sanfilippo.
Thank you, Dr. Martin. Good evening. What a journey it has been for us to get here. Well, maybe not such a journey for those watching from home, but for the next few minutes, I'd like to take you on an adventure. Our adventure. And don't worry, I promise it's quarantine compliant. Each of us has a unique story about what brought us to OU. For some, it's fulfilling a family legacy. For others, it's the captivating Sooner spirit. And well, for me, as a 6-year-old me sat in her car seat looking up at the clouds, I could only dream about what it would be like to understand the weather above. And here I am. Here you are. Here we are. All about to graduate from the College of Atmospheric and Geographic Sciences as upstanding scientists that only our college could foster. Getting to this moment has been no small feat. We all arrived at OU bright-eyed and completely oblivious that our last full night of sleep for the next few years had just passed. And yet, our passion, tenacity, and curiosity kept us researching, writing, and studying to be the best future scientists we could be, the scientists of tomorrow. That being said, I wanted to take this moment to thank our professors and all of the faculty of the College of Atmospheric and Geographic Sciences for supporting, inspiring, and always being there for us, especially Shelby Hill, Marianne Hempy, and Dean Barry and more. We would not be here without you. I also want to give a special shout out to Dr. Cameron Homeyer for the endless dad jokes, and Chris in the National Weather Center Library for never kicking me out, despite me being the sole reason there's a sign in the library that reads, "This room is not soundproof." Whoops. But our adventure extends far beyond the lecture halls and classrooms. Every Sooner knows that it's impossible to get through this alone. And that's where we have each other. From afternoon cow watching and Oklahoma football, to happening upon storms in neighboring states. It's our unbreakable friendships that have rounded out our incredible collegiate careers. May these bonds continue to grow and flourish as we extend our wings into the various paths ahead. Whether that be grad school for Max Unger, Connor Pearson, Alyssa Woodward, Matthew Bray, Stephen Foskey, and Nolan Meister here at OU, or moving to Baton Rouge to be a weekday morning meteorologist like Marissa Nuzzo. As for Jesse Reeves and I, we'll literally see you in the skies as we fly, fight, and win as pilots in the United States Air Force. And that is one of the rare qualities within the College of Atmospheric and Geographic Sciences. This college allowed me to participate in Air Force ROTC while pursuing a degree in meteorology at the same time. An opportunity that has truly defined my future. While providing us all with various internships and clubs, such as Oklahoma Weather Lab, OU Scan, the GIS Club, and Geography and Environmental Sustainability Club, even offering the opportunity for us to open our eyes to the world. Last spring, 6 of us graduating from the School of Meteorology studied alongside our fellow meteorology students at the University of Reading in the UK, an experience that has profoundly affected me. Not only were we able to make connections with potential future colleagues on a different continent, we toured the ECMWF, an opportunity that we surely would not have had in the US. And we learned the true value of trusting in your contemporaries as you venture into the unknown. Getting to travel across 12 European countries with some of my best friends wasn't so bad either. So thank you to the College of Atmospheric and Geographic Sciences for affording us countless opportunities that have enriched our humanity as we dedicate our lives to study. Correction, science. Of course, I can't continue without thanking all of our friends and families, most of whom are watching today and providing their unwavering support. Thank you for helping us with our many move-ins and move-outs, and talking us through our inevitable meltdowns, and continuing to encourage our learning as we traded in campus for Zoom calls in the wake of the current pandemic. We are unbelievably grateful for you. So our adventure brings us here, graduation. There may be countless roads ahead, but remember, there's only one Oklahoma. As you continue to wear our campus colors, proudly gleaming red and white, remember that we now and forever embody Live On University. On one hand, this marks the great ending of a chapter of our lives. But friends, family, and fellow graduates, as I wrote this from the comfort of my quarantine, it hit me. Our adventure begins now. May we go forth with courage, bravery, and resiliency. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2020.
I want to open my formal remarks by reading to you from the prologue that Carl Sandburg wrote to The Family of Man, the extraordinary 1955 photographic exhibit at the Museum for Modern Art in New York City. Sandburg wrote, "The first cry of a newborn baby in Chicago or Zamboanga, in Amsterdam or Rangoon has the same pitch and key. Each is saying, I am, I have come through, I belong, I am of the family. People, flung wide and far, born into toil and struggle, blood and dreams among lovers, eaters, drinkers, workers, loafers, fighters, players, gamblers. Here are iron workers, bridgemen, musicians, miners, builders of huts and skyscrapers, jungle hunters, landlords and landless, the loved and the unloved, the lonely and abandoned, the brutal and the compassionate. One big family hugging close to the ball of earth for its life and being. Everywhere the sun, moon, and stars, the climates and weathers have meanings for people. Though the meanings vary, we are alike in all countries and tribes in trying to read what the sky, land, and sea are saying to us. Alike and ever alike on all continents in need of love, food, clothing, work, speech, worship, games, dancing, and fun. From tropics to Arctics, humanity lives with these needs so alike, so extraordinarily alike. These remarkable words of Sandburg speak clearly to us across more than 60 years. What is the sky, land, and sea saying to us? For geographers, human, physical, cultural, for meteorologists and climatologists, for hydrographers and hydrologists, and environmental sustainability scientists and specialists in geographic information systems and remote sensing, this understanding, this decoding of what the sky, land, and sea are saying to us is what they do. You are graduates, this is what you have been doing, and this is what you will do. You now have the special skills to listen and understand what the sky, land, and sea are saying to us. In this era of the coronavirus, these skills are going to be of great demand. In this era of climate change, these skills are going to be of great demand. In this era of income and social disparities, these skills are going to be of great demand. Addressing such grand challenges will not be easy. In fact, it will be difficult. Challenges are challenges. So mistakes and setbacks will be normal. And that may be difficult for you to accept, especially for you being so bright. But mistakes are why we have an eraser, a delete key on the keyboard. When faced with challenges, I go back to the grand golf teacher and life teacher, Harvey Penick. Harvey Penick said, take dead aim. Take dead aim. Now, that does not necessarily mean you will hit your target. Even when you take dead aim, you go into sand traps. But that is why you have sand wedges. That is why you have an eraser. That is why you have a delete key. You will make mistakes and you will recover. Another lesson from Penick, he said, in golf, like in life, your strengths and weaknesses will always be with you. If you could improve upon your weaknesses, you would improve upon your game. The irony is that people prefer to practice their strengths. Going forth, work on your weaknesses. If calculating integrals is a need but is difficult, practice integrating. It can be fun. If speaking French is a need but a weakness, then you want to say aloud oui when someone asks, parlez-vous français? Practice your weaknesses. When Sandburg wrote in The Family of Man, one big family hugging close to the ball of earth for its life and being, one cannot help but be reminded of a powerful photograph. That of the Earthrise above the moon, taken on the 24th of December, 1968 from Apollo 8. Upon seeing this photograph, another poet, Archibald MacLeish, said, to see the earth as we now see it, small and beautiful in that eternal silence where it floats, is to see ourselves as riders on the earth together, brothers on that bright night, on that bright loveliness in the unending night. Brothers who now see they're truly brothers, and I might add, and sisters. And what do we see when we gaze upon that remarkable image? We see the sky, land, and sea. And we seek to know what they are saying. This is essential. Keep seeking the messages, and together we can keep this ball of earth capable of providing healthy lives for all families and all lives. We wish you well, Godspeed, congratulations, class of 2020.
My name is Leslie Ilston, and I'm the Development and Alumni Relations Officer for the College of Atmospheric and Geographic Sciences. This evening, the college proudly recognizes the member of this graduating class for your courage to persevere and for the respect and civility you demonstrated while achieving your goals. Your educational journey may be culminating, but now you begin a new journey in your professional endeavors. The alumni group you join today is larger than any class that you have taken and spans to every corner of the world. There are alumni living in every state and in 117 countries around the globe. Be proud of what you have accomplished as you join those that come before you. Look back fondly on the years that you spent here and look forward to what your life will bring you as a part of your result of the hard work and things that you learned here at OU. These professors, these courses, this university, this college, have given you the tools for you to succeed on your own. It is now up to you to show the world what a Sooner is made of. On this day, as you transition from students to alumni, we hope you remember your college experience fondly. We ask that you look forward to opportunities to stay involved with your alma mater and connect it to the people and places you meet along the way. We're actively building our young alumni group that will champion our events across the country and around the globe. We challenge you to be a part of this exciting endeavor. Look for upcoming newsletters, informational emails, and events in your area. With that, we ask that you stay in touch. Share your stories and milestones, and be a shining example of the innovation that comes from being an alumnus of this amazing college. We are your extended family, and we want to celebrate with you. I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors, both personally and professionally. Since we're not able to meet in person and hear a traditional keynote speaker, we've reached out to several notable alumni and friends and asked them to send a message directly to you. I would like to thank Dr. Kelvin Drogemeyer, Sam Coldiron, and Stacia Canaday for taking the time to share some inspiration with you today. Thank you again to our alumni and friends for their inspirational words.
Good evening, graduates, parents, extended family members, and faculty and staff of the College of Atmospheric and Geographic Sciences. Although I know you would rather be attending this convocation in person, as would I, it is my distinct privilege and honor to speak to you briefly this evening. I want to begin by wishing all graduates a heartfelt congratulations on achieving a major milestone in your life and career. You made it! It feels awesome, doesn't it? You know, as one who received his bachelor's degree in meteorology from OU 4 decades ago, I still recall both the excitement and the anxiety I felt at this very same moment. And for you today, the excitement is high, but I know the anxiety is probably higher than for those who preceded you. I'll get to that point here in just a minute. Now, as I believe you know, I'm a professor in the School of Meteorology at OU and former vice president for research. I've been at OU for 35 years and may have had some of you in Dynamics 3 or maybe even mesoscale meteorology. Now, since early January of last year, I've been on a leave of absence to the White House, where I serve as director of the Office of Science Technology Policy, or OSTP, which coordinates science policy, funding priorities, and strategic planning across the entire federal government. I also serve as President Trump's science advisor. And a little over a month ago, I took on a temporary role of acting director of the National Science Foundation, which more than likely funded much of the research conducted by those of you graduating with master's or doctoral degrees this evening. Now, I've always loved these convocations because they provide an opportunity to meet the families of students. So it's especially unfortunate we won't be able to enjoy that experience this year. But you know what? We're not alone. And in fact, we're not alone in going through what is an unprecedented time of challenge in our nation's history. However, America, as you know, is an amazing country. And we all know this. And if you look at all of the things America is doing to address this crisis, the many capabilities in America's arsenal, you will see the impact of scientific research everywhere. Now, close to home for all you meteorologists, we're beginning to understand how temperature and humidity impact the coronavirus and whether the associated disease may be seasonal. For you physical and cultural geographers, we're able to model the spread of the virus by understanding social and physical patterns of movement and interaction, and the extent to which the virus may be more severe for different people groups and areas of the world. So you see, even though you might not have recognized it, your areas of expertise are very relevant to the coronavirus crisis. So why do I even mention this? Well, going back to the point I made a moment ago, this is a time of high anxiety, not only for you, but for pretty much everyone on the planet who is aware of the pandemic. We as a nation, we were on the mountaintop. Stocks were at an all-time high. Unemployment was at record lows. And our research enterprise, it was making dramatic progress, such as providing the first ever image of a black hole shadow. The future was incredibly bright, and then boom, all of a sudden, in a matter of a few weeks, we were no longer on that mountaintop, but rather deep in the valley. When you're on the mountaintop, you can see far and wide. When you're in the valley, your view is blocked, and all you tend to think about is getting back to that mountaintop. And a popular and very reasonable question these days is the following: when will we get back to normal? That's a very important question. But as scholars, I hope you also ask this question: how can we learn from the present very difficult experience, to get back not to where we were, but to an even higher, better mountaintop? In other words, don't let the goal of getting back to, quote, normal blind you from the opportunity to create an even better, more wonderful normal for tomorrow. A former dean of our college, Dr. Jeff Kemple, who passed away recently, always said we should be boldest during the most difficult times. Where others find challenge, we should find opportunity. Where others hunker down and look for safe answers, we should stand strong and take risks to lead the way. I firmly believe in that philosophy. And my message to you today is very, very simple. America has been through difficult times before. However, during your lifetime, and in fact during the lifetimes of most everyone who is alive today, including your parents, nothing has been as challenging as a coronavirus pandemic. What that means is you have an opportunity, unlike that of most anyone else alive today. The degrees you're receiving today have tremendous value, and they can empower you to reach beyond your own personal ambitions, to do things far beyond yourself. So dream big, be excellent, never ever compromise your values. Serve others with passion and be there for your colleagues. And most of all, answer the call to do things beyond what you ever expected or thought possible. Now, I can assure you the very last place I thought I would ever be is the White House. When I'm in the Oval Office with the president or in meetings with the people you see on TV every day, I sometimes wonder, what in the world am I doing here? Do I really belong here? Isn't somebody one day going to recognize I shouldn't be here and come yank me out of the room? And then I remember what I just told you. I simply did my best. I tried to put others before myself at all times, and I also made myself available for a purpose greater than my own ambitions. I hope you do that as well. And if you do, I can assure you the future will be far brighter than the darkness now cast upon us by this terrible pandemic. Congratulations, class of 2020, and Godspeed.
Hello, everyone, and congratulations. You've made it. You've reached your degree. My name is Sam Coldiron, and I'm the Road Inventory Manager for the Oklahoma Department of Transportation. But more importantly, I am an alumni from the College of Atmospheric and Geographic Sciences from the class of 2015. 5 years ago, I received my Bachelor's of Science in GIS from this very college, and I was ecstatic. My classmates and I had finished all of our classes. We were high-fiving and celebrating, but we also knew that we were about to step out into the next paths of all of our lives. So we wished each other well wishes, and we moved out into the world. One thing that I hope for you that you take away tonight is that you remain open-minded and you remember the people that you just met for the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years that you were here at OU, because these are the people that are going to help guide you, mentor you, and show you new opportunities that you may have never found on your own if you try to go through this new path alone. I would not have gotten my first GIS job if it wasn't for one of my friends in my GIS classes. He worked for a small environmental firm here in Norman, and he knew that I was still in town and I hadn't found anything yet, but his firm needed some extra GIS help. So he called me up and he said, hey, this is not permanent, but would you like to come and help us? It'll get you something going. So I said, that'd be great. So I went into their office. The boss liked me, so he hired me. I made some maps for him. I ended up doing some admin work for him to stay a little bit longer. And it was great. I learned a bunch of new skills, and I was able to broaden my horizons while I was there. As that started to slow down, I had to look and see what else was available. Again, trying to remain open-minded, I took a short-term contract job with an oil and gas firm in Oklahoma City. This turned out to be an amazing opportunity where I learned a lot of good skills in oil and gas GIS stuff, pipelining data, linear referencing systems, those kind of things. But as that contract came to an end, again, I knew I didn't take anything permanent, so I started looking around again. A permanent position opened up with the Department of Transportation for a GIS Specialist 1 in their map-making group. And I thought, finally, I found a solid position that I could apply for and that I would get a return call for. So I went in and had the interview, and the hiring manager was very impressed that in just 6-7 months after graduating, I had environmental sciences and clearances GIS experience, I had oil and gas GIS experience, pipeline experience, and all the skills to pass the practical test to prove it. So all of that being said, I hope that gives you an example of how remaining open-minded to taking the small steps in these couple months or several months after college will help you land that big step to land where you want to be in life. And to always remember the people that you met, those friends, those professors, those mentors. Those are the people that are going to help you move forward and make those connections. Again, congratulations. Go out, celebrate, and enjoy your newfound profession.
Hey, class of 2020, congratulations. My name is Stacia Canaday. I studied geography and I'm part of the class of 2001. If I'm being honest, I'm actually secretly a little bit jealous of you guys because you might be the first graduating class to celebrate your ceremony in sweatpants, which is kind of awesome. Although everybody usually has those black gowns on, so maybe you aren't the first? I don't know, we can't tell. Regardless, I hope the unconventional method of your graduation ceremony doesn't take away from this great accomplishment that you've achieved. Because I think the world needs meteorologists and geographers and GIS analysts and environmental scientists now probably more than ever before. I mean, the problems we're facing are more complex and more challenging than we've ever dealt with before. You think about the current COVID-19 pandemic we're all dealing with, or climate change, or loss of habitat, the need for clean energy sources, and something near and dear to my heart, universal access to broadband. These problems not only are complex, but they're also interconnected. And you can't solve one really without impacting another one. And you're certainly not going to solve any of them without looking at all of the factors and the influences that cause the problem and potential impacts of solutions. And sometimes the only thing those factors have in common is where they happen. So geography and space and time and location is going to be critical to solving these problems. And weather and climate affect everything. So you can't possibly take a stab at these issues without incorporating that either. So I think the work that you're going to do and the energy you're going to bring is going to be crucial to helping not only our communities and our country, but our world deal with these issues. Something that's been giving me a lot of comfort and inspiration lately is a quote that's attributed to Vincent van Gogh. And he said, "Great things are done by a series of small things brought together." And maybe if you think about it, your time at OU, you didn't do one singular great thing. But by doing a bunch of little things, you actually did do this great thing. You graduated, you earned your degree. I know that when I think about my time at OU, and even my career afterwards, I didn't do one singular spectacular accomplishment. But I can look back at my time at OU and my time in the workforce and be proud of the legacy that I'm building and leaving behind. I mean, even look at the digital nature of your graduation ceremony. By all staying home and each one of us doing small things, we're actually doing this great thing, again, for our communities and our country and even the world as a whole. So in closing, I just want to leave you guys with some advice. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and focus on the small things that you can do every day, because that's how you're going to achieve great things. Congratulations again to the class of 2020, and welcome to the OU alumni community. Thanks.
Please join me in recognizing this year's graduates of the College of Atmospheric and Geographic Sciences. In this virtual ceremony, each graduate is individually recognized in an individual personal achievement slide at the bottom of this website. Graduates can be searched by name or college. By the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Atmospheric and Geographic Sciences, I now present the graduation candidates from the College of Atmospheric and Geographic Sciences. Class of 2020 of the College of Atmospheric and Geographic Sciences, I want to say something personal. I want to say how proud I am of you. You will forever be the class of 2020 of our college. We miss you. We admire you. You have achieved greatness in times of great challenge. I know you will meet future challenges in your life. You will always be in our heart. The class of 2020 will always be special. Thank you. Good luck. Godspeed. Stay safe. And give your families a big hug.